Okay. Being after 6:30, I'd like to call to order the Monday, June 22nd, 2020 meeting of the Norton Conservation Commission. Before we start, I have to read the message from the governor. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law and the governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitation on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the Norton Conservation Commission will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and or parties with a right and or requirement to attend this meeting can be found at the end of this agenda. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so, despite best efforts, we will post on the Norton Cable website, https://www.nortonmediacenter.org/ an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. Okay, that being said, I'd like to open our regular meeting. And I have to read it again, right, Jen?
One more, yeah, sorry.
It's okay. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but the public can listen to / view this public hearing / meeting while in progress by logging into the Zoom conference meeting listed at the end of this agenda. Members of the public attending this public hearing / meeting virtually will be allowed to make comments if they wish to do so during the portion of the hearing designated for public comment by raising their hand virtually or pressing *9 if participating by phone. Okay. Our first hearing, there are no questions, is DEP file number 250-988, amendment to the order of conditions for Lucas and Janice Wozniak, 183 Taunton Avenue. Proposed project is to expand an existing permit and construct an in-ground pool and patio with landscaping within 100 feet of wetlands and 200 feet of riverfront area. Files can be viewed at reference at the in the agenda.
I'd like to just interject a general question I think is probably of interest to all attendees, and that is because this is a moving situation. What I'd like to ask Jennifer if she can add, what is the current situation in Town Hall? Whether employees are able to enter the Town Hall or whether members of the public can enter, just in terms of whether there's any change in that regard.
Town Hall is still open to employees only. It is not open to the public yet.
Has there been any discussion that you're aware of with regard to when it might be open to the public?
No discussion that I'm aware of.
And, you know, it's kind of odd because there are so many businesses that are effectively operating, and maybe this is something we can feed back to the selectmen, that maybe they're a little bit behind the curve because, you know, social distancing and masks are apparently a way to effectively deal with this situation. So anyway, just my opinion.
I mean, we're all still working remotely, and you can reach us by phone or by email is the best way to reach anybody at Town Hall. But everyone is still issuing permits and everyone is still doing all of their work. You just can't go into the building.
I understand, but there are certain people who are uncomfortable with the electronic method of doing things.
Mm-hmm. I'll say. Hello?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're ready to move on to the first hearing.
Not all set.
Okay. Again, this is file 250-988, 183 Taunton Avenue.
Hello, this is Craig Siganowski of RIM Engineering. Also on the line is Lucas Wozniak, the owner of the property.
Hello.
So we've been before you. We filed the first order of conditions in 2016, so we've been before you for several changes over the years. So just to refresh, the resource areas on the property is the Wading River to the south of the lot, and the bordering vegetated wetlands associated with that. There's also a floodplain that comes onto the property that's associated with the river that runs along the western edge of the existing lawn, the sunroom that's there now, into the front yard, where there is also an isolated land, a pocket of isolated land subject to flooding. So over the original order of conditions, well, I guess the first thing we're asking for is an extension of the existing order, and then at the same time an amendment to those orders to reflect the plan we present to you tonight. The original plan showed a pool behind the house, just not as elaborate as the one that's going in now. Then over the years, we asked for an amendment to allow the removal of the pool, but to regrade the yard as it used to puddle behind the house in the area of what is the fireplace and the general area behind the yard. Excuse me. In the front yard, during the regrading process, the area was regraded in the floodplain area, which we then went in and took out the material to bring it back to floodplain grade. At this time, that's a lawn area that will need to be returned to a natural state with wildflower, conservation wildflower seed mix, rather than the lawn that's there now. So the plan before you shows a removal of some patio that's right behind when you come out the back door of the house. There's the existing patio with a small deck area. That would be removed and a new porch / deck area will be added.
Hold on one second, Craig. Are you not seeing the plan?
No, I don't see it either.
No one sees the plan?
No.
We see a file bar, just all
All
the
right,
files.
hold on. Let me try again. I've been using my arrow to point out all of the stuff and no one sees the plan. How about now?
It's sharing. Oh, there it is.
Now
Have
it's
it?
there.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
So,
you, Craig.
okay.
I thought you were all looking at it.
All right, makes it easier. So the new plan includes removal of an existing patio, which will now be the proposed porch directly off the rear of the house. And then you would step down 3 steps onto a paver patio that is cross-hatched on my plan. And then the circular area to the left of when you first come down, this is the landscaper's plan that I've colored up. So that would be a seating area around a fire pit, and then you'd walk across the pavers, and the blue is a proposed in-ground pool. So the paver patio kind of surrounds it. There's a small raised patio in the area of the proposed hot tub, and you would go up some stairs to the pool slide. So there's also a proposed storage area off that I've got in light pink or purple that would also have the pool equipment behind it, the filter, the whatever else the pool needs on a concrete pad. So at this time, there is an existing post and rail fence that went in along the 25-foot buffer zone, and also along, shows up more on my plan than the architect's, up along the floodplain area along the western side of the sunroom. And that area there, although it has been in floodplain, has been lawn since we began the project in 2016. And then up along the existing driveway, the owner planted arborvitaes as a screen buffer of at the floodplain limit line to act as a natural barrier to the resource area. So the paver patio and the pool are the large items we'd like to add to the order of conditions. Repairing the lawn area in the existing floodplain area, allow it to go back to natural, will be part of the order, I would assume. The landscape architect he was unfortunately not able to make the meeting tonight, but what I have highlighted here in green is plantings that he has proposed around the patio and the pool area. The list of the plants is at the top of the plan.
Are we open to comments?
Yeah, I believe that covers it for me.
Okay. Well, this is Dan Pearson. I guess there's a question. Well, one of the questions would be is that there's a previous violation of altering the floodplain area. So I think if I may speak for the commission, or at least for myself, I think we'd want some way to be sure that there was not going to be a consequent violation of altering the floodplain.
Well,
I don't.
believe, if I may, I believe you're talking about the area on the north side of the house where the arborvitaes were planted.
He is. Craig, he's on the phone, so he can't see the plan that
Okay.
we're looking at.
Okay.
Yep,
So
so
back-
Dan, they did say that they were going to restore that area as part of this permit.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. I didn't. Maybe that was even in the presentation.
Well, it's hard to know that when you're on the phone and you can't see
On
the
the.
plan.
Yeah.
Craig, I do have one question about this buried propane tank.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just confirming that you're allowed to bury that? And what was the purpose?
I can speak to that. So I have oil at the house right now, so we're going to be converting the heating system to propane. So I have two above ground bottles behind the garage right now, and the plumber said that my house is too big for the bottle. I'd be refilling them almost weekly. So we're going to go into a 1,000 gallon in-ground tank for the pool heater, as well as heating for the house and the grill.
Can you just identify yourself for the record?
Lucas Wozniak, I'm the owner.
Thank you.
Yep.
Did you have any other questions, Jen?
I think that was it. It was just the pool filter.
Anyone else in the commission have questions or comments?
Has the legal bill been paid?
Sorry?
Has the legal bill been paid?
Oh, legal bill, has it been paid?
What's the legal?
We haven't been to town hall to see if the check is in yet. Lucas, did you bring us the legal notice bill?
For the Sun Chronicle?
Correct.
Yes, that was mailed on Friday. I sent you an email that I just got. I missed it somehow, so my apology.
Okay, so we haven't been in to check the mail and we'll be in tomorrow. So, if he saes he mailed it, we expect it to be there
Definitely.
tomorrow.
Yep.
Yep.
A question about that propane tank. The water table there, what is the water table?
That's in the area of the existing septic system, which predates our involvement.
It's just that I don't think you can put a buried propane tank anywhere near the water table. So, it may not wind up buried. It may wind up above ground. Just be aware.
Yeah. So one of the reasons the landscape architect put the tank where it is on the plot plan was he actually mentioned. I didn't know it was the water table. He did say that once they excavate and they figure out whatever reason, sometimes the tank has to be a little bit higher. So he said that we would propose possibly a small block wall or a raised bed or something. So that's why it's not on the lawn. It's kind of like in a bed area. But I learned something new. Water table.
Yeah.
Any other questions from the commission?
I have a couple pictures. Did anyone want to see pictures?
Sure.
Sure we can see it.
Not yet. There we
Not
go.
yet?
Yeah, now we can.
So that would be standing at the existing patio off the screen room, back of the house, looking out across to where the pool will be. That fence is at the 25-foot buffer zone.
So is there any additional tree clearing or any tree clearing proposed as part of the,
No, everything that, all the work will be within the lawn area that you see here.
So do we have to issue the extension before we can issue
So
the?
that connection, because it's taking a long time.
Ben, we have to issue the extension before we can issue the modification? How's the process work?
Extension for,
Extension first? Before we get there, does anyone else in the audience have any questions or comments they want to bring forward? No?
what's the extension request
I
for?
actually can't see anybody.
Because they missed the
1 year.
deadline of,
1 year? Okay. Do we think they're gonna have, the appropriate plantings and,
They had requested it before it actually expired.
so we need a motion?
yes, we do, right?
Yes.
All right, I'll make a motion to issue a 1-year extension for DEP file number 250-988.
And I will second that.
Okay, Lisa makes a motion to issue a 1-year extension for file DP 250-988, seconded by Julian. All those in favor?
Don't we have
We
to
have to
do
go
it?
one by one. So,
Yeah.
Julian,
Well, we have to do a voice count. So aye.
Gene,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
Lisa,
Aye.
Dan, Pearson.
Aye. Aye.
All right. So that is moved. And now the amendment, right?
Yeah, I'd be willing to make a motion on that.
Okay.
So I'll move that the amendment, that is the alteration of the plan, be approved.
I'll second.
Julian makes a motion to approve the amendment for file 250-988, seconded by Dan Pearson. How do you vote, Julian?
I'll vote aye.
Gene,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
Lisa,
Aye.
Dan Pearson.
Aye.
So moved. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Hey, thank you very much, guys.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, next hearing is a file DP 250-980, amendment to order of conditions for Charlie Pond invasive plant treatment, continued from the June 8th, 2020 meeting. And it looks like we continue to wait for butters' comments. Do we have any comments, Jennifer? She gone?
Yes, it looks like she's back.
Jenny, you back? You're on mute though.
Yes, you're on mute. Unmute yourself.
All right.
Aye.
You back?
All right. Obviously, I have a really bad connection. So
What were you saying about the town hall, Julian?
I think we might all have a bad connection, frankly. Everything's crackly for me, at least.
I don't know. My vision of the future is as clear as it's ever been.
All right.
right, somebody.
Julian, you're muted. Jen, you're muted.
Jennifer, you have two entries, so maybe one needs to be muted and the other not. But there you go.
That's better?
But perfect now.
We can hear you, but there's a second one with a probably poisonous lizard or salamander that is not muted.
Spotted salamander. And I thought I had left. Hold on, let me try to leave again.
Well, now you're in stereo.
Voice.
You can't imagine how bizarre this is for someone who can't see what's going on.
All right,
All right, so we ready to go to the next
I think
one?
we're good now.
All right, so again, this is file 250-980, amendment to the order of conditions for the Charlie Pond invasive plant treatment. Continued from the June 8, 2020 meeting, and we held off issuing an order because we wanted to wait for comments. Do we have any comments from the butters?
We did not have any comments, no.
So we are okay to close.
Yes.
Yeah, I will be willing to make that motion.
I'd be willing to second it, Pearson.
Okay, Julia makes the motion to close the public hearing for file 250-980, seconded by Dan Pearson. Julian, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Jean?
I don't
Jean?
think he heard you.
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
Dan Pearson?
Aye.
No moves. And we need,
I am willing to make a motion to approve the requested amendment to the orders of conditions.
Second.
Julian makes the motion to accept the amended order of conditions, seconded by Lisa. Julian, how do you rule?
Aye.
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
Dan?
Aye.
So moved. Okay, our next
Okay.
hearing
Thank you.
is a request for determination of applicability to file DET 1095, Edward and Rosemary Hargreaves, 418 Reservoir Street. Continued from the June 8, 2020 meeting. Proposed project involves plans to remove trees within 100 feet of wetlands. And we also are ready to close if we had no comments from butters.
Correct. No comments from abutters, and I don't see anybody in the participant list who's here for that, but if you are, please raise your hand or somehow let us know you want to talk about it.
And if no one pipes up, I will make a motion that we close that public hearing.
Second.
Second. Oh.
Julia makes the motion to close the public hearing for file DET 1095, seconded by Ron. Julian, how do you rule?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
Dan?
Aye.
No moves. And just need a motion to close with a credit three. Someone?
Oh, we motion to issue a negative determination.
Yes.
I will make the motion.
And I'll second that.
Okay, Lisa makes a motion to issue a -3 determination, seconded by Julian. Julian?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
Dan?
Aye.
So moves. Okay, next hearing is a notice of intent for file 250-1052, Scott and Joan Stormo, South Worcester Street, continued from the June 8, 2020 meeting for proposed project to construct 2 triplex units and 5 6-family units with an associated roadway and 2 infiltration basins within 100 feet of bordering vegetated wetland. And
Am I missing anyone? Am I missing Justin?
Yeah, Justin's on the call.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
still
Justin's
muted.
muted.
Yeah, Justin is on,
Okay.
so is Dash.
Yeah.
Tracy, are you on? I don't see you.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the commission. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi.
Brian
Hello.
Dunn with MBL Land Development and Permitting. I'm a principal and president with offices at 770 Broadway in Rainham, Massachusetts, on behalf of the applicant, Joan and Scott Stormo.
I'm Tracy Dewart, civil engineer and MBL Land Development. You want me to go, Brian?
So yeah, let's recap where we were last time. So Jennifer, I reached out to you today, and we do have a check for $2,500. I will
Thank
be
you.
dropping it off to the town hall tomorrow in the
Okay.
Dropbox. So you have it. We're really just waiting on John Cheshiere's review. We were hoping that he would have his second and final review hopefully by this meeting. But I guess he wasn't able to pick up the drainage report until today, which we had emailed out to him back on May. So the
Well, it
other,
was sent last Tuesday in the mail.
yeah, we
He only checked
overnighted it to him, so he would
Right,
have
he overnighted it to the post office box, and he had said in the beginning that he doesn't check the post office box to send things to his home address. But either way, he has it now, and now we have the check, so we gave him notice to proceed today when we saw the copy of the check. You also got an email from me last week about the economic alternatives analysis.
Yes,
Has that been revised?
can we discuss that tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Chairman. Tracy, do you want to go over the alternatives analysis that we did prepare?
Sure. The alternatives analysis that we prepared originally was for, we discussed the previously approved subdivision and the disturbance that was required and how we went to a cluster development. And our current layout, what we did is the only work within the riverfront area is for the basin itself, and that's because we did test pits throughout the entire site, and this is where we had the location where soils were conducive to recharge and to put our drainage basin. So that was really the only alternative location for it. In the Wetlands Protection Act, it says for riverfront area that stormwater management systems are allowed within the outer 100-foot riparian zone, and it shouldn't count towards your alteration area. So I'm wondering if we still need to do an additional or more detailed alternatives analysis.
Well, you need to talk about those 4 items in the definition of practicable.
Yeah, I see.
The economic alternatives analysis has to talk about those 4 items.
I see the items, the cost and technology. I'm just questioning because technically the alteration is 0 because drainage is not supposed to count.
Well, the commission may allow that. It's not a given. So,
Okay.
yeah, I think Lisa brought it up at the last meeting that it seems like what you're doing is correct. You just have to write it according to the regs,
Okay.
and you're going to add to that from the last meeting.
And if the commission may remember, this was a location with better soils and, per the direction of your peer review engineer, John Cheshire, we went in this direction of moving the basin to this side of the site.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's arguing that, but it wasn't in a resource area before, and now it is. And so you just need to do the economic alternatives analysis. And in my email, I did, note that because it was more than 5,000 square feet, the commission could have required a wildlife habitat evaluation at that point, but it was unlikely that they would do that. And that if you made a detailed, some detailed notes on how to maintain the turtle nesting habitat that is still left after the proposed project is constructed, then it's likely they would take that in exchange, and that would be more beneficial for everybody.
Okay, in regards to the turtle habitat, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, you may know or may not know, the type of drainage basin that we've designed is a sand bottom type of a basin. So this is not a normal detention basin or infiltration basin with a wetland seed mix at the bottom. So this also brings habitat into that area of the basin. We have projects in other towns, not necessarily in Norton, that have basins, further away from the wetlands, and we're seeing, different types of turtles and creatures, as well as snapping turtles, coming to the basin and laying their eggs in these basins. So
Well, if they lay the eggs in the basin and they're inundated with water, then they won't live. So you have an area that you aren't proposing to use as part of your proposed development that is already listed, as we mentioned, as a turtle nesting habitat area. And the only thing you need to do to avoid having to do a wildlife habitat evaluation is put a note on the plan with a sign that says this is a turtle nesting habitat and how to maintain it that way.
Okay.
I think that's more than reasonable. Unless you want to do a wildlife habitat evaluation, that's a penalty.
I was only trying to explain what type of a basin we had, because
Yeah,
I wanted
that won't be viable habitat if it fills with water and all the eggs die.
Right, but it does give some habitat. So I just wanted the members to be aware of that, Jennifer.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman. So we'll add some notes to the plan. So we have that. We also have a list of additional plants that we received from Jennifer, Mr. Chairman, and members of the commission. We were hoping to have something that was more of a screening type of a plant instead of the list that Jennifer had given us, because of the planning board's requirement on screening. So is there another alternative that's something like the arborvitae that the commission or Jennifer would be, give us an idea what type of a plant would be allowed in lieu of the arborvitaes that would create some type of screening?
Yeah, just along the property lines. We'll use the other plants that you specified within the site.
Okay, so we don't actually design projects. You would need to ask your landscape architect those questions, but I gave you a list of plants that are decent for, or good wildlife habitat, and that's as far as we can take it. You would need your landscape architect to come up with that.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll figure out what type of a plant will give us some screening on that area and update the plans.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And I think that's all. That's really kind of like where we are. Tracy, did we forget something?
No, we've started to work on the plan changes that we talked about at the last meeting. Like pedestrian access for the cart path and access to the swale.
And then the vernal
and
pool.
Providing the vernal pool habitat on the plan set, which we saw Jennifer's markups, and so that will be incorporated into whatever revisions we get from John.
Okay. Well, you're in the home stretch.
Yeah. Do you now, if I can, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, do we have an idea when John will get back to us on his final review here? Now that he has all the information printed out.
Whatever he wrote into his contract.
Okay, I don't know what his contract says. So
I don't have it right in front of me.
So is Monday reasonable for him?
I don't know.
Okay. So,
yeah, because if we get a review letter a couple of days before the next meeting, we're not going to have time to react, and that means we're out another month. So.
Well, I mean, you could work on the economic alternatives analysis and all the other changes in the meantime.
Yeah,
we still need to review those things as well.
I'm just trying to get an understanding of when John will be able to get back to us. so I can report that to John and Scott Stormo.
He's not on the call, so we can't answer that for you.
Is there any other questions from anyone else? Julian? Ron? Jim?
No.
Dan?
No.
Lisa? Okay, any questions from anyone else on the call? So assuming that John can get his comments back to you guys within a week or so, are you okay? You want to come to the next meeting, the 13th of July?
Yes, right now that's fine with us. I'm just trying to be respectful of time, respectful of John's time as well, so that we have enough time to react to get things back to you a week before the meeting. So.
Okay, we'll plan for the 13th then. Hope everything goes well. I just need a motion to continue.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Lisa makes a motion to continue the public hearing for file 250-1052. Second by Julian. Julian, you're in favor?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Dean?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
Dan?
Aye.
Moved. Thank you guys for coming out.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
for
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So next hearing, we want to discuss this, right, Jen? East Main Street jobs, because we have no information.
The only update is that we do have new information. We asked John Chesia for an estimate to review that. And that my suggestion was that we meet in the office with the applicant before we schedule them for a public hearing. If you remember, this information was supposed to have been submitted in March. That's it.
Okay. Right. We have to, oh, never mind. So next we have a request for a full certificate of compliance for file 250-960, Condyne Engineering, 60 Commerce Way. So it looks like some work still needs to be done, right?
Well, they said they're removing the sediment controls now, and that the infiltration basin, he inspected it at the beginning of June, and while it may have held water a little longer than it was supposed to, it did in fact dry out.
So does that mean we can issue a full?
You can.
Well, I guess I will make such a motion then. That's 250-960.
Yep.
Second.
Julian makes the motion to issue a full COC for file 250-960, seconded by Ron. Julian, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Gene?
Aye.
Lisa?
Abstain.
Abstains. Dan?
Aye.
All right, so moved. Next, we have a request for a full certificate of compliance for file 250-1002, Condyne Engineering, 250 South Washington Street.
Right, they gave us a letter from the current owner of the building saying they understood they're not supposed to go in the no disturbance zone and would not do it any longer. Aside from that, I did not get a reply to my email about it.
Okay, are we, does that mean we're willing to issue a full certificate of compliance?
That would be the motion.
There would be no objection to making such a motion, I take it.
I mean, this is your decision.
Well, I
I've been
realistically,
talking about with them about this with them for the 2 years. They gave a letter saying they're not going to do it anymore. That's up to you to decide if that's appropriate or not.
All right, well, I guess I will make such a motion with the idea that potentially it will be observed and will trigger a violation if they do go into the 25 foot. So I made a motion.
Second.
Julian makes the motion to issue a full COC for file 250-1002, seconded by Ron. Julian, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Gene?
Aye.
Lisa?
Abstain.
Lisa abstains. Dan Pearson?
Aye.
So moved. Okay, next we have a request for full certificate compliance for file 250-1008, New England Power Company.
They're all set.
They're all set.
All right, well, I move we issue a full certificate of compliance for file number 250-1008.
Second.
Julian makes a motion to issue a full COC for file 250-1008, seconded by Ron.
I vote aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Gene?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
Dan Pearson?
Aye.
So moved. See, we already did the request for an extension, so that's all set, right, Jen?
Correct.
Okay.
We do have, oh, she just left.
What's that?
I was going to say we had Allison Milliman on the line, but she must have been for the certificate of compliance. So
Yeah.
we're all set.
Okay. So we have review minutes for the June 8th, 2020 meeting. Anyone have questions, comments?
Yeah, the only clarification I wanted to add for the record, page 6, clarify the order. The second paragraph, motion was made to strike condition 60. I just think we should, I mean, I know we had a discussion as to why we were striking it. I think we should just add something to these minutes so we can remember. I believe that was the one that was in perpetuity. And it didn't apply to the project, right?
I don't have minutes in front of me to answer that question, but is it about the National Grid?
Yeah.
You should specify in perpetuity.
Yeah, that's why we struck the
Right.
condition. So I just wanted to put something in there so we can remember from the meeting minutes as to why we struck it.
Okay.
So,
And so just so you know, when we do amended orders, I don't just delete the condition, I use the strike through. So the condition is always there so you can see it, but
Oh.
there's a line through it so that
okay,
we remember why we did what we did.
okay, then never mind.
Yeah, no, I mean, add it to the minutes, that's fine.
Okay. So I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from June 8th, 2020.
And I'll second that.
Lisa makes a motion to approve the June 8th, 2020 meeting minutes, seconded by Julian. Julian?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Gene?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
And
Yes. Aye. Sorry.
so moved. Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome, Scott.
Okay, new business, none. Site inspections, violations, and
For violations, you do have a new one, 388 Reservoir Street, but the owner is cooperating, and I have another meeting with him on Wednesday to finish his permit application.
Where is 388?
It is closer to the Mansfield side.
Yeah, we had a gentleman who had he actually gifted an island because there had been, so in reference to that property, do you know which property I'm referring to?
We knew it as the Demers property before.
All right, well, what was the violation?
Grading all kinds of grading, pouring concrete right next to the wetland at the reservoir.
Was this a gentleman that did put asphalt down on his driveway? Is that part of it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. So it'll be before us as to where it is and what it is.
Correct. He's working on the permit application with me now, and sediment control was installed the same day.
Okay.
Well,
You had one administrative approval at 424 Reservoir Street. There was a hazard tree that I looked at the photos and approved that. Water bodies postings for when the water bodies will be treated have already been done, and so the reservoir will be on the 26th. Chartley will be on the 23rd. Winnicott Pond on the 23rd. And then we just have a note from Office of Dam Safety and from Town Council saying we actually do own the town owns a portion of Barrowsville Pond, only the portion under the road. And so we'll have to list that. We'll have to record the dam ownership registration form, but only list that portion under the road. That's it for me.
all right. Okay, do a motion to adjourn.
Might want to just ask if anybody in the audience had anything to add.
Peter?
I see just
Really,
Peter
man?
down
Hi everyone! Hi everyone!
there. Hi,
All right.
Peter.
Here on a
Yeah.
Monday.
Mr. Mayor, how are you?
I'm doing good today, Dan and the gang, doing good.
Okay, and just so people are aware, town meeting is this Saturday.
This Saturday?
Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning at the high school football field, I believe. The only thing we
Okay.
have on there would be our regular budget.
Okay. Very good.
Okay.
Okay, that's it for me.
Good night, guys.
All right.
So adjourn, yes.
Thank you.
Your motion to adjourn?
You need a motion to adjourn? Okay.
Oh, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Second.
Dan makes a motion to adjourn, seconded by Julian. All those in favor, Julian,
Hi.
Ron,
Aye.
Gene,
Aye.
Lisa,
Aye.
Dan.
Bye.
All right, good night, everyone.
Night.
Good night, Scott.
Hey!